Has your gymnast suddenly started falling on skills they've been able to do for months? Or maybe they just look a bit awkward in the gym. Don't panic, it could be a growth spurt. Growth spurts equal rapid changes in height, limb length, and a complete change in coordination. Gymnasts can feel like their body doesn't match their muscle memory. Performance dips during growth spurts can be frustrating, upsetting, not just for the gymnast, but for the parents too. But what if I told you, spotting it, acknowledging it, and how you support your gymnast through this period can be the pivotal difference between your child feeling rejuvenated, energized, and ready, and progressing to the next level in their gymnastics career. For anyone new around here, hi, I'm Joe. I'm a Team GB gymnast and coach, and I help support parents with the challenges they face day in, day out of being a gymnastics parent. I've also created a free strength and conditioning guide that you can access via the link in the description right there to help give your gymnast an advantage over the next few weeks and months and improve their performance. I remember as a gymnast going through growth spurts and I didn't really even know what was going on. It was like one day my skills were perfectly fine. I mean, they weren't ever that good, yeah? But one day the skills were perfect, and then the next day it almost felt like I'd lost where I was. I didn't know what I was doing. Everything just felt harder and different. Luckily for me, I had amazing coaches that actually spotted this. And I remember a coach saying to me once, I'll never ever be annoyed or frustrated if you come in a week, maybe a day, week, whatever, because it can happen so quickly. And suddenly things are different. Maybe your round off looks different. Maybe you're struggling with lining a skill up to the end of a tumble, whatever it is. I'll never be annoyed. I thought, well, that's lovely, but I wanted to know a bit more. So I asked why. And they said that growth spurts can massively affect a gymnast's perception of skills, orientation, coordination, balance, loads of things. And they can happen so quickly, you might not even notice them. So there's a little one for any parents out there that are currently struggling with it. You've got to expect temporary loss of skills and coordination. This will happen as limbs get longer, heights are changed. Gymnastics is all about this, and it gets thrown out the window. As a parent, you can do a few things. You need to emphasize patience for the child. You need to make sure they understand this is part of being a gymnast, one of the struggles they're going to face, and they might have to go through it again. During this time, your job is to help the child understand and be patient that this phase will pass. Anything they have achieved or created or built skill-wise up until this point is so readily available for them to get back to. It's just important to focus on the preparation, take a few steps back, and not have this culture of always pushing forwards, always pushing forwards, always pushing forwards, because when we find struggle, whether it's an injury or a growth spurt in gymnastics, often the key is to go backwards to go forwards. Prioritize their sleep. Are they sleeping enough? Are they getting enough undisrupted good sleep? Because this is massive when the body is going through a growth spurt, and always, because sleep is a superpower. You can also support the gymnast by giving them a great, balanced and nutritional focused diet during this phase. They should obviously be having one all the time, but the body is super susceptible to injury during this phase, and it's all the more important that your nutrition and training supports that. Don't be going off the rails with the nutrition or the training, that is, because again, bad load management is... These growth spurts can cause so much pain and struggle, even injury, for these young children. It's so important, but especially during this time, that you recognize the load your child or your gymnast is having placed upon their body. When children are going through these growth spurts, the body is so much more susceptible to injury. It's even more important they focus on the basics and the foundations, and they're not trying to push through any niggles or any injuries they may be having or picked up. Things like Oscar Slatters can occur, so if you have any signs of any recurring or growth spurt related injury or injury in general, get checked out by a medical professional straight away. Growth spurts are part of the process. How you help your child get through this, navigate it, is going to set them up for the other future challenges, maybe even another growth spurt that they might have further down the line, depending on age. It is all about acknowledging and showing them it is part of the process and it is not the end of the line. A growth spurt today could be a strength tomorrow. Remember, if you want to grab that guide to help your gymnast improve, just link down below. You can get that completely free. And if you enjoyed this video about gymnastics development and helping support your child, YouTube's going to recommend a video right here, which is also probably going to be a problem relating to your experience as a gymnastic parent. Thanks for watching.